People have long wondered if Marlo Thomas is immune to the pressures of fame, but the whole story goes far beyond what they know: a love story that spanned decades, a life devoted to philanthropy, and an appearance that seems to defy time. Marlo continues to captivate both fans and critics alike. Her life has been as vibrant as her career, but recently her ever-evolving appearance has sparked intense curiosity, leaving many wondering if she's discovered the secret to timeless beauty. So what's the real story behind Marlo Thomas's ageless appearance? And has she stayed out of the drama? Does she have her controversies? Join us as we explore the interesting details of Marlo Thomas's life. Try not to gasp, that girl who changed everything. Long before Marlo Thomas became a star of American television, she was just an imaginative, headstrong little girl with big dreams. Born in the chilly streets of Detroit, her family soon packed up and moved to the sunny, glamorous world of Beverly Hills, California. Growing up in a home filled with laughter, music, and the aroma of her mother's delicious Sicilian cooking, young Marlo was surrounded by showbiz legends and lively family traditions. Her father, the famous warm-hearted comedian Danny Thomas, filled their house with his booming laughter and larger-than-life personality. Her mom, Rosemary, also added a fiery, loving Sicilian touch to everything, from homemade pasta to passionate family debates. This rich mix of Lebanese and Sicilian heritage created a colorful, noisy, and unforgettable childhood for Marlo, her younger sister Terry, and her brother Tony, who grew up to become a top Hollywood producer. From the very start, Marlo wasn't one to blend in. Even her name came from a cute incident. Her family called her Marlo, but little Marlo stubbornly mispronounced it and the nickname stuck forever. That funny twist became a symbol of her fierce independence and playful charm. Though Hollywood lights glittered around her, Marlo wanted to prove she was more than a comedian's daughter. She worked hard at the posh Marymount High School and later earned a teaching degree from the University of Southern California. She often joked that she needed a piece of paper that said, "I was qualified to do something." But deep inside, her heart beat for the stage and the thrill of performing. Her early career wasn't paved with gold. Marlo climbed the ladder step by step, landing small but memorable roles in hit shows like Bonanza, McHale's Navy, and The Donna Reed Show. These roles taught her patience in a business known for slamming doors. Then came her breakthrough in 1965 when the legendary director Mike Nichols cast her in the London stage version of Neil Simon's Barefoot in the Park. Performing in the buzzing city of London, Marlo dazzled audiences and critics, setting her on a rocket ride to stardom. Marlo starred in a charming TV pilot called Two's Company that same year. Though the show didn't take off, it caught the eye of a network executive who saw a spark in Marlo that couldn't be ignored. With that encouragement, she cooked up a bold idea for a show about a young woman chasing her Broadway dreams in the bustling, wild streets of New York City. Executives were nervous. At the time, most shows centered on married couples or family life. Could audiences love a single working girl living on her own? Marlo believed they could, and she was right. That girl was born, and it was electric. Audiences fell in love with Anne-Marie, the stylish, funny, and fiercely independent actress that Marlo brought to life. The show became popular, one of the first to show an unmarried woman living boldly on her terms. When the show was nearing its end in 1971, the network and its sponsor, Clairol, begged Marlo to wrap it up with a fairy tale wedding. But Marlo held firm. She didn't want to tell young women that marriage was the only dream worth chasing. Instead, the final episode had Anne-Marie taking her boyfriend to a women's lib meeting, a brave move that ruffled feathers but made Marlo proud. For Marlo, life wasn't about fitting into someone else's script, it was about writing her own and inspiring countless women to do the same. Just as she preached, she didn't stop at that girl. What more did she go on to accomplish? From that girl to global icon. After dazzling the world with that girl, Marlo wasn't ready to sit back and relax. Oh no. This actress was just getting started. Eager to stretch her wings even further, Marlo dove headfirst into serious acting studies at the legendary Actors Studio in New York. There, she trained under the master himself, Lee Strasberg, and continued her journey with the talented Sandra Seacat after his passing. Their influence shone through in her breathtaking performance in the TV drama Nobody's Child, which earned her a coveted Emmy in 1986. Always gracious, Marlo gave heartfelt thanks to both of her mentors. But Marlo's adventurous spirit didn't stop at acting. In 1972, she sprinkled creative magic into children's lives with her beloved book Free to Be You and Me. Inspired by her adorable niece, this colorful book taught kids they could be anything they dreamed of, whether astronauts, artists, or their authentic selves. It became a joyful, groundbreaking TV special, filling living rooms with songs of freedom, friendship, and self-love. Later, she followed it up with Free to Be a Family, spreading warmth and unity far and wide. That same year, Marlo put her star power behind politics, serving as a California delegate at the Democratic National Convention and joining forces with feminist icon Gloria Steinem to launch the Ms. Foundation for Women. Marlo didn't just talk about equality, she put on her marching boots and ensured women's voices were heard across America. Marlo's vibrant career glowed through the decades. She charmed audiences with memorable guest roles in shows like Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, Ballers, and Wet Hot American Summer, 10 years later. In the 1990s, she lit up screens once again in the smash hit Friends, playing Rachel Green's glamorous, slightly rebellious mother, Sandra. The role was a cheeky nod to her Own That Girl character, a young single woman chasing her dreams in the big city. Marlo loved the irony and proudly called Rachel the That Girl of the new millennium. Her film career sparkled just as brightly with roles in Jenny, Thieves, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, and the heartwarming LOL alongside Demi Moore and Miley Cyrus. She also delivered unforgettable performances in powerful TV movies like It Happened One Christmas and Nobody's Child, proving she could make audiences laugh, cry, and think. On stage, Marlo's talent was equally radiant. She starred in Broadway hits like Social Security and The Shadow Box, and brought down the house in Elaine May's hilarious George is Dead. Off-Broadway, she wowed crowds in The Vagina Monologues, Clever Little Lies, and many more soul-stirring plays. But Marlo wasn't just a star on stage and screen, she became a best-selling author, penning 7 inspiring books including Growing Up Laughing and It Ain't Over, Till It's Over. Her heart of gold shined brightest through her work with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where she continues her father Danny Thomas's legacy of hope, healing, and love. She donated all royalties from her books and CDs to help sick children, proving her generosity knows no bounds. Even in the digital age, Marlo kept her sparkle alive, creating marlothomas.com, a vibrant, empowering space for women over 35 to connect, dream big, and embrace their fabulous selves.